In the previous part, we were discussing about the presence of internal concentric locating surface present in our workpiece, and we had discussed how the part was located using a nesting locator. Here we are going to clamp the workpiece using this internal concentric locating surface. Usually for concentric location we will use a locating plug, right? But here we are going to clamp the workpiece using this surface. For clamping, you need friction between the workpiece and the clamp. With that friction only, the clamp is holding down the workpiece against the locator. In case of locating normal cylindrical locating plugs, if you use it here, it will go through the workpiece. So we should find a suitable locator such that it will give some friction in this concentric surface to clamp down the workpiece. So which type of locating form can be used? We can use a conical locator for using the internal concentric locating surface. So we can use a conical locator in the form of screw clamp. For internal concentric locating surface you are using conical locator, and for clamping you are using a screw clamp mixed with a conical locator. Using this conical screw clamp, we can arrest both these surfaces as shown in the figure. So we have effectively chosen suitable locators and clamps for the given workpiece. So how far we have come in solving the problem? The first stage is finding the locator, that is nesting locator. We have successfully located the workpiece, and then clamping the workpiece. We have successfully clamped using these two screw type clamps with conical end locators. What is the next step? The next step is to get the whole picture, that is the final jig framework for the work holder. Just putting the locator and clamps in place is not sufficient for the work holder. These locators and clamps have to be housed in a jig frame, right? That is the next step. So in the final step, we have to fix these design locators and clamps in a jig fixture body, that is the framework. That is the final stage in solving this problem. So which type of jig body can we accommodate this workpiece? Can we use a plate jig? For which type of component you will use a plate jig? For a flat surfaced workpieces, we can choose plate jig. And can we use a channel jig? Channel jigs are used for rectangular blocks. And then lat jig can be used with some modification, but in case of lat jig, the drilling surface is limited to only one surface in the latch phase. But here we need drilling in mutually perpendicular direction. Usually we will choose a box jig for drilling in multiple directions. So we can choose a box jig. But we can combine this box jig with lat jig so that the loading and unloading of workpiece inside the box is easier. So we can call it as a combinational jig. So this will be the final shape of the jig. An usual latch type jig, here we are providing latch having drilling arrangement on one surface. In the latch we are having drilling arrangement for these holes, and a box jig. Box jig means you can drill in multiple directions, on the top side and the sideways. In both directions you can drill. So a box type jig with a latch for loading and unloading can be designed as shown in the figure. And then we can use required bushings on the required surfaces. On the top you will use four numbers of jig bushes, because 4 holes you have to drill on those flange, and in sideways you have to use two jig bushes, right? This is only one view of the drill jig. If you have the top side view, you will notice 4 numbers of drill bushes. This is the final design of the box type jig for the given pipe elbow. While designing this jig body, you should consider these conditions. We have already seen these suggestions. First, the jig body, the whole jig must accommodate the whole part. Does it satisfy this condition? This jig, the whole body is, the whole component is inside this box jig. So it has satisfied the first condition. Next one is, it should have clearance for loading and unloading. Here you have sufficient clearance for placing the workpiece inside the box and taking it outside, right? Sufficient clearance is available. So this condition is also satisfied. And then clearance for chips. Clearance is also there. The drilling will happen here. There is clearance between the bush and the component. So clearance is available. And then it should have feet and some other supporting surface to place it on the machine table. It has the jig feet. Why jig feet are provided in 2 directions only? Because the drilling, the drill bit will come from top to bottom. So while performing the drilling in this top side portion, this whole jig will be placed on these 2 feet. Actually it will be 4 feet in 3 dimension. After performing this drilling operation, this box jig will be tilted such that this portion of the flange will come on the top. So in that case, the jig will be landed on these jig feet. So you have provided this condition. The jig is having feet to stand on its own. And then locating elements for aligning it with the machine table or machine spindle. This is not necessarily shown because we are not going to show the whole drilling machine. So this will be satisfied, right? So all these conditions are satisfied by this jig. This is the final solution of the problem. This diagram is the final solution. This diagram is having the whole jig body structure with all its locating and clamping elements and tool guidance elements. All are following the basic principles of locating and clamping and these conditions, right? So it is finally solved. But for exam, you have to give procedure for following the, to give theory for procedure of the solving the problem, right? So we have to develop a theory. For the given problem, we can have the step-by-step illustration. Whatever you have done, you can give it in theory. So for first step, locating, right? So what you have done in the first step, you have found a nesting locator for the given workpiece. So for that you can give the theory as a nested locator at the box jig to locate as well as support the curved portion of the elbow. The curved portion of the elbow is more important because for that curved portion only you have selected the nested locator. And then you can give the material for that component, that is the locator. Why we are using wear resistant cast steel? Because this locator is coming into contact with the workpiece, so wear and tear will be there. So we can select a wear resistant material. And then Second step is clamping, right? The jig has two conical locators at two orthogonal sides to locate the bore as well as to clamp the component. The second step what we have done is given in the theory. Here we can select a high tensile steel material. Why we are selecting a high tensile steel? Which type of clamp you are using? It is a screw type clamp. In screw, which type of stress is acting? It is a tensile load. So we can choose a material which can have high tensile strength, right? And then the third step is, after locating and clamping, what we have done? The selection of suitable jig body. Here we have selected a box type jig with latch type arrangement, right? That step we can give it in writing. It has a latch which rests on the machined surface of the box jig, which has cut out recess machined to the required accuracy and tolerance, right? Whatever we have selected the jig, we are giving in the theory. And then the body of the jig is of cast steel material with proper footing on two of its sides to facilitate transfer of downward thrust. We have discussed this jig feet. The same is given in theory, right? And then finally the tool guidance. The bushes are of fixed type with collars. Actually it is of headed bushes, right? The material is of high carbon steel heat treated to 60 RC. Why it is hardened? The bushes are hardened, usually hardened for wear resistance, because the drill bit is coming into contact with the bushes, so the bushes have to be wear resistant. And then finally you have to give the bill of materials. What are all the materials you have used in this jig? You should mention in a tabular form. What are the materials we have used? First one is nest locator, that the material of the nest locator and how many quantity. Here we have used only one. And then conical locator with screw. Actually two bores are there, two internal locators are, location is there. For those two internal concentric locations, we are using two conical locators with screws. So the quantity is 2, and then bushes, number of bushes is 6. On one side of the flange it is 4 and another side it is 2. So totally 6 bushes. And then jig body. Jig body is made of cast steel. It can be made of mild steel also if the number of compounds to be produced is low. If it is more, we can go for cast steel and more wear resistant material, since if more number of compounds are manufactured, the wear will be higher. So we have to choose a proper wear resistant material. For lower number of components, we can just choose mild steel. Thank you.